Hello. So today we're going to be taking a look at hosthavoc.com. Again, another server hosting company offering game servers. As you can see already from the title screen, got a couple of popular games at the top here: Ark, Minecraft, Space Engineer, CS:GO Armor. Quite popular at the minute. Here we go then. So we've got a couple of features already here. 99.9% uptime. That's fantastic to see. You know, if you're paying for a service, you want it to be up for as long as possible. There should be no real reason for it being down unless they do, have some unforeseen circumstance. 24/7, 365. That means Christmas as well. Average response time of less than 10 minutes. That's pretty good timing. You usually see under an hour, so 10 minutes is quite encouraging to see. Instant setup. This is pretty typical again. Most hosting companies will offer this service. That means within, as soon as you've paid 5 to 10 minutes, your service should be up and running. You can connect to it. You'll be away. SSD storage. So again, faster than HDs. It's good to see that 80% of their infrastructures. Okay, maybe they'll be improving in future, but it's always good to see a company that's constantly working on upgrading their hardware. i7 series on the desktop hardware, ultra fast processor as well. If you're running games like Ark, Rust, anything that's gonna, require a lot of resources, then it's good to see that they're using hardware again that is gonna speed up your server. Again, another thing to notice here: 72 hours on initial sign up, no questions asked. You'll get your money back. So fantastic. If you're unhappy in 3 days, pop them a message, I'd assume, and yeah, you can get your money back, no problem. Quick overview of the locations here. Looks like they've got 10 by the looks of it data centers. You got one in Australia, a couple in Europe, and then North America. You got Montreal. Look at that, fantastic there. So let's take a closer look at the games, what everybody's here for, and we'll actually rent one today and give you a better idea of what the control panel looks like, and we'll just go over a few things there. So in terms of games, mostly the popular titles here. See a couple of indie titles here, a couple of older ones. For this demonstration, gonna rent an Ark server, probably one of the bigger games at the minute. So you get to the homepage of the Ark. You can obviously choose how many slots you want. Slots would be in terms of players. So if you rented a 50 slot, you'd have enough space for a 50 player. This demonstration, I'll be going for 30 slots. Let's take a closer look at what's included with your Ark server. So support for all mods and DLC. Okay, you've got plenty of DLC for Ark and plenty of mods, so having support for that is essential for new players. Free DDoS, 24/7 technical support, 99% uptime, like we said before, FTP and command line, all pretty standard process here. Again, full refund, so keep that in mind. That's great to see. So let's get in, and 75, I don't think about 75, 30 people. This will do for your sort of standard small community. Let's load it up here. Right, okay. So we're dropped into this menu. Again, this is just the billing area. This will tell us the package that we've got at the minute. Instant setup, blah, blah, blah. All that's done there. Which is quite nice about Host Havoc, as they do offer discounts on quarterly, semi-annually, and annually packages. So if you have a sort of a big community and you know you're going to be renting for 6 months, say, you can get 8% off. So it is worth sort of considering this option before you do go into it, because you can save quite a bit of money doing it that way. Okay, locations. Let's have a quick look at locations. So you've got Australia, you've got Europe, and you've got America, Northern America here. So I'm not sure if they do additional charges for Australia. We'll have a quick look. Doesn't look like it. This is quite uncommon. Usually you get charged a couple more dollars if you're hosting in America. Anyway, let's get the server set up. Here we go. So that's my location chosen. If you want, you can do your slots here as well. Gives you a better idea of how much you're going to pay. Typical to see. The more slots you buy, the cheaper it becomes. So I got 60 slots there for $22, which in contrast is $11 for 30 players. So it's a $4 discount per 30 players. So if you are going to buy more, it is definitely worth sort of looking at this option. If you combine it with the monthly 6 monthly discount, you can save a lot of money. So that's something to keep in mind. Common to see, CPU priority. If you're new, you're going to have less than 20, 30 players. CPU priority above normal, that's fine. High CPU, wouldn't really need it. Arc clustering, that's completely up to you what you want. Battlemetrics as well. RAM, if you feel that you need enough RAM, they say it's sufficient in almost all cases. I'd say so too. I don't think you need much more than 8 gigabytes, especially for 30 players. Unless you're stuffing that server and just putting loads of mods on there, you should be fine. You shouldn't notice any latency or lag, especially with this company. They are very good. I've used an Arc server with them before and had no problem. So fantastic. 8 gigabytes. The standard default here is more than you need. Free migration. So if you've already got a server somewhere else, or you've set one up on your PC, if you click this, you can actually get in contact with them, and they will actually give you help and advice on how to migrate your server over. If you've got it with another hosting company, you can contact them, pull your details and your data, so you're not losing your game mode. So if we just check everything here, it matches up with what we need. Yeah, $15 here. Fantastic. Let's click continue. So here we go. So this is the current price up here, $15, and this is giving everything in terms of what the package is. So you've got 30 slots, your ARC clustering, CPU priority, everything you've ticked before. It may differ from game to game. Obviously, this is ARC specific. So say you're getting a Rust server or Minecraft server, you will get other options back on that other screen. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this. It's more just a control panel overview, which is pretty similar across game to game. I did put a promotion code in sort of to save some money and show you that you could. This hosting rocks is currently a 7% recurring discount. So if you're looking to buy in 2020, then this should still apply. So once you confirm that, go to the checkout. And once we get to the checkout window, okay, so a couple of options here. You can sign up with Facebook, Google, Twitter if you've already registered, which I assume you haven't if this is your first time. Pretty standard. Put in all your details, your billing address and that, so they can get your card details and set up your server. Once you've set this up, you'll come down here, confirm your payment, put your payment details in, choose if you want to join their mailing list, completely up to you. Click on the accept and read terms, and then we'll go to complete the order. Once you've done that, you'll get onto the next screen that I will show you in the next step. Okay, so once you've actually paid for your server, you'll be taken to the billing area, which is the screen you're seeing now. I'll take you through a couple of things on here that you probably want to look into. Obviously, you've got your server here that you've just rented. If you've got a couple of other ones, it will show up here. But the main thing you want to keep in mind here is the ticket system over here on the right hand side. If you have any problems being a new user, or anything does happen to your server, I'd always suggest first contacting the support team. They're quite knowledgeable at Host Havoc, so they'll be able to deal with any of your problems. Within an hour. The ticket time says you'll get a response in 10 minutes. So if you do have a troubles, come back to the billing area. Again, this is the first screen you come back to. The details will be emailed to you once you've signed up. So make sure you use the right email. It'll list your password, how to log in, your server IP, all the bits and bobs. You'll see all that when that comes in. But I'll just quickly click on here a minute just to show you the different types of support you can get. Okay, so you get game server support, web hosting, sales and pre-sales, you get dedicated or VPS, TeamSpeak, or billing and payment. So these are all the areas. Once you click on one of these, it will literally just bring up an email form. You send that off with your problem, and they'll get back to you in no time. One thing also to note is they do have in this corner over here a little chat screen. So if you're looking to chat with them, this will be online at some points in the day. If it's not, you can send them an email directly. That's also another great way of getting support. So we'll move on now and we'll look at the control panel. Okay, so once you've actually paid for your account, your details should be sent to you, and there's a couple of ways that you can actually sign into your server and get onto the control panel. You can access it through the billing area. There's actually a login to control panel option here, or the details will just be sent to you in an email saying here's how to log into your control panel, here's a link, your password and your username. So once you've followed that link and logged in, this is the next section that you'll be on. So this is the control panel itself. There's a couple of things worth mentioning here. Obviously, you've got the title of the server. You've got the hardware here. You've got the number of players, so that's out of 30. Obviously, nobody on there at the minute. The CPU and the memory. The more you fill the server up, obviously, you're going to see this go up and down. If you've absolutely maxed it and you've put a lot of mods on, the server will start to struggle, but you can either upgrade or downgrade as you go. That's completely up to you. But always worth sort of keeping an eye on this because this will dictate sort of the latency and lag of your server. A couple of other things, stop and start, pretty self-explanatory. There's a restart there. If you're coming into problems, you might just be able to restart and sort them out. Down the left-hand side, this is quite different to a lot of other hosting companies in terms of layout. However, more or less exactly the same. You get your configuration files. If you click on that, you'll be able to come to this option here. More or less the same things you always see: your setting, your cheats, players to ban, and that. I'll load a quick text editor up here so you can have a little look. If it's going to load, here we go. Okay, so you've got your active mods, your server passwords, everything on there. You'll be able to put your own values in, but this is something you'd need to look up yourself. So we'll go back to that control panel again. Here we are. So a couple of other things that I should mention here. You've got your mods, your Steam Workshop mods, your installs. The main thing you want to go to is the mod manager. This is what a lot of players like to add to the server. So if you click on the mod manager, you'll actually come to a one-click install system. So this is a process that a lot of hosting companies use because it sort of just makes it easier for the users. I've had quite a few servers, so I sort of understand the basis of how to set up mods myself. But for, if you're completely new and you don't have a clue, like you don't understand any server jargon, having this installed at a one-click push is super easy. I mean, it just makes life so much easier for you. A couple more tabs here, so they've got quite a few presets here that you can choose from. Just get the plugin loader. It's got one already installed for you, and then yeah, you can just sort of go from there. We'll pop back again to the main console page. Okay, so another thing worth mentioning right now is the backups. So creating and restoring backups, it's essential to sort of manage your own backups, but they do offer automated backups as well. So if you lose any of your data or your settings, or you want to go back to a previous spot in your save, you might want to create your own backups. You can sort of contact the hosting company and they will do it for you, but you could be in a bit of a queue for that if you're, it's quite low priority. You should be doing stuff like that yourself. If you do want to sort of delve deeper into sort of understanding the works of how to run a server, how to use certain things, or you want to try and solve your own problems, you've got a knowledge base down here, and that acts as sort of like a tutorial guide. So if you click on that, this will be your knowledge base here. Plenty of options up here: game servers, billing, FAQ. You look through here, how to join your ARC, how to reset server datas, how to use admin commands. So there's a lot of information here. It's just a case of, looking at what you want to learn and how to do it. I mean, if you just start up the server from here, it's already running. Like, you could just go and use these details. You could log in and you'd be away on a vanilla server. So you don't really have to go that deep. But if you're at the stage where you're renting a server, I'd imagine that you do want to sort of add some mods, tinker with the file manager and that. You can use the web console as well. That'll sort of just allow you to see when players are jumping in, leaving, what's happening in the back end. But yeah, this is just a general idea of the control panel. As you can see, this should give you a better view of what Host Havoc offer. Very nice layout. Like I said before, it gives you everything that you would expect. You can also do user management as well, where you can add extra people to be able to log into the server and manage it if you'd like them to do that. So yeah, that's the control panel. I'm going to do a quick look at the Trustpilot review scores in the next section, just to give you a better idea of what other users are saying about this company. But yeah, this should sort of clear up any of the control panel queries that you have. Sadly, the company don't let you view the back end until you've actually rented a package. So I hope I've sort of answered a few questions here. Okay, so let's have a little look at the Trustpilot reviews for Host Havoc. They've got 690 reviews at the time of recording, 4.6, so more or less 4.5 stars, which is fantastic to see. So 690 reviews are split up. That's 86% excellent. A couple of poors and bads. Obviously, you can't please everybody. I'm sure they've got their reasons for disliking the service. But 2015 is when they started collecting reviews. Let's look at a couple of the reviews here. Thanks for helping a lot. That would suggest that the support's quite good. Let's have another one. Amazing service, 5 stars. Wow, this is looking good. Been running 2 ARC servers. Okay, so the feedback is pretty positive of recent. Well, we've got one bad one here for Armour 3. So, it's not all good, but it is good to see that they are actually responding. So, it looks like they are trying to work these problems out. Um, but again, if you're actually looking to read a few more reviews, I suggest looking at Trustpilot first before sort of buying. But as a general consensus, they're looking pretty good. So yeah, you can sort of buy from Host Havoc and feel pretty positive about the service you're going to receive. Anyway, that sort of concludes the review today. Thanks for joining me and sort of having a look at the control panel and everything else. If this video has been helpful and you have enjoyed the information I've shared with you today, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, share with your friends. That would be fantastic if you could. Anyway, thanks for your time.